Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. In 1996, Joel and Ethan Coen unveiled one of their most cherished and highly praised films, that being the dark crime comedy of Fargo. It's pretty amazing that these two brothers wrote, directed, produced, and edited the film, which gives them complete control over the production. The story follows Frances McDormand's character as Marge Gunderson, a pregnant Minnesota police chief who's investigating a triple homicide that takes place after a desperate car salesman hires two criminals to kidnap his wife in order to extort a hefty ransom from her wealthy father. Filming for the production started in the winter of 1995, mainly in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, along with other areas in North Dakota. Due to the unusually low snowfall amounts that year in central and southern Minnesota, scenes that required snow-covered landscapes had to be shot in northern Minnesota and northeastern North Dakota. But basically none of it was actually shot in the actual towns of Fargo or Brainerd. The film opens with the following text. This is a true story. The events depicted in this movie took place in Minnesota in 1987. At the request of the survivors, the names have been changed out of respect for the dead. The rest has been told exactly as it occurred. The Coen brothers said that they based their actual script on a true criminal event, but they wrote a fictional story around it. They said that the basic events are the same as the real case, but the characterizations are fully imagined, and that if an audience believes that something is based on a real event, it gives you permission to do things that they might otherwise not accept. Many Minnesotans speculate that the story was inspired by T. Eugene Thompson, who was a St. Paul attorney who was convicted of hiring a man to murder his wife in 1963, which happened in the Coens' hometown of St. Louis Park. The movie illustrations of Minnesota Nice and the distinctive regional accents there made a real lasting impression upon audiences. The accents in the movie were a character all its own, and the dialogue coach spent hours and hours with the cast using audio tapes that she had made on different field trips to get the actors to perform these accents properly. The strong accent that was spoken by Macy and McDormand's characters was exaggerated to the hilt for effect. William H. Macy begged the directors for the role of Jerry Lungard. He ended up doing 2 readings for the part, and he became convinced that he was the best man for the role. When the Coens didn't get back to him, he flew to New York himself and walked in and told them that he was very, very worried that they were going to screw up this movie by not giving him this role and giving it to someone else. He stated it was his role and he wanted to play it, and play it he did. Even though the movie takes place mostly in Brainerd, Minnesota, the two brothers decided to call it Fargo, which is actually in North Dakota. They did this just because they liked the sound of it better for a title than Brainerd. They felt it wasn't cool enough. Gene Siskel and Robert Ebert gave the movie 2 thumbs up, which in itself is pretty amazing. Roger Ebert called it one of the best films that he had ever seen, stating that films like Fargo are why he loves the movies. And they also named it their favorite movie of 1996. The brothers' previous film, 1994's Hudsucker Proxy, had by far the largest budget that the two brothers had done to that date, which was about $25 million. And it was also by far their biggest flop at the box office. It earned less than $3 million there. But for Fargo, the Coens returned to a much more modest budget, that being $7 million. And they ended up taking in $60 million at the box office on this film. Now, it's often said that the brothers have a way with birds. In this film's opening scene, it features a bird in flight set against the frigid Minnesota landscape. That incident was unscripted, as were memorable bird cameos in their movie Barton Fink and Blood Simple. Joel Coen has commented many times that they just have an uncanny ability to make birds do what they want them to do. The movie uses two of the Coens' favorite plot devices, stolen or missing money and kidnapping, which is featured in many of their films, like Blood Simple, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, The Lady Killers, and No Country for Old Men. Throughout the entire film, Peter Stormare's character has just 15 lines of dialogue. By comparison, his chatty accomplice Carl, played by Steve Buscemi, has more than 150. This turns up as a running Coen brothers joke in their movie The Big Lebowski, where Buscemi's character, Donnie, is constantly being told to shut up. Now, Frances McDormand wore a pregnancy pillow that was filled with birdseed to simulate her pregnant belly. And she says that she didn't deliberately try to move in a pregnant way. It simply came as a natural response to keeping the extra weight balanced. Also, to simulate her pregnancy, she sported prosthetic breast. This is her second time wearing fake breast in a role for the Coens, as in the movie Raising Arizona, where she thought that a fuller figure was more appropriate considering her character had recently given birth to quintuplets. Now, these silicone-type breasts that she wore in the film accidentally got left in her trailer one night. It said that the next day they put them on her, and at some point one of them exploded on the set. This was due to the extreme cold weather in that area and the fact that they froze. Go back and watch this fabulous film from 1996. I'm a big Coen Brothers fan, and I can tell you this won't disappoint you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.